Welcome back. It's definitely not definitive. I'm Ken.
And I'm Bethany.
And we're just a giddy couple in love that loves reacting to some Genshin Impact.
We're giddy for Genshin.
Yes, Triple Trailer Tuesday, people.
Woohoo.
So we got 3 more Genshin Impact collected miscellany reactions coming for you. This one is Albedo, Xiao, and Ganyu. So hopefully I said one of their names correctly. And if you want all of our Genshin Impact reactions, check out the description of this video. We got playlists there for you. And also we got a link to our Patreon. You can get early ad-free access to all of our reactions. But since it's Genshin Impact,
we have a drink.
Mm-hmm.
And this is actually one of my favorites just because it's so cool. This is the Clee Sparkling Bomb. It's got pop rocks on the rim.
Cheers.
Cheers. It's a good drink.
The city of pastorals, Mondstadt, is as free as the wind. Even an outsider like Albedo can become chief alchemist of the Knights of Favonius. But on the other hand, his mastery of alchemy means that no one ever would have taken much persuading. Mondstadt was never a nation known for its alchemy, but since Albedo's arrival, the Knights' achievements in the field sit only behind those of Sumeru's top scholars. Knights and academics. Not 2 words that one would expect to hear in the same sentence.
All right, what you got going on, buddy?
Instead of leading the charge in combat, the calm and collected Albedo is better suited to providing support with reliable geodamage. Still, his skill set allows him to deal powerful attacks,
like a little platform.
Meaning he more than holds his own on the battlefield. Creation is the basis of alchemy. Albedo's knowledge allows him to find ways to improve crafting recipes and make better use of materials.
Nerd.
When crafting weapon ascension materials, he has a chance of doubling the crafting output.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Albedo's normal attack can combo up to 5 strikes with his sword. Holding the attack button consumes a certain amount of stamina and performs 2 swift forward slashes. Tap his elemental skill to create a solar isotoma using alchemy, dealing area of effect geodamage. A field is created around the solar isotoma. Periodically, when an enemy within the field takes damage, a transient blossom is generated at the enemy's location. The transient blossom scales off Albedo's defense, dealing AoE geodamage to surrounding enemies. A transient blossom can only be generated once every 2 seconds. Additionally, making contact with the solar isotoma causes geoenergy to accumulate, forming a crystallized platform that lifts the character up to a certain height.
Nice.
Only one platform can exist at a time. Strategic use of the crystallized platform lets you employ plunging attacks in battle, and helps you deal with enemies up above. When adventuring, hold Albedo's elemental skill to choose the solar isotoma's position, and use the crystallized platform to get past environmental obstacles more quickly. After unlocking the talent Calcite Might, transient blossoms deal extra damage against enemies with low health. Crystallized geoenergy bursts forth at Albedo's command, dealing AoE geodamage in front of Albedo. If Albedo's solar isotoma is still present on the battlefield, 7 fatal blossoms are generated in the solar isotoma field, which bloom aggressively, dealing AoE geodamage. After unlocking the talent Homuncular Nature, Albedo's elemental burst increases nearby party members' elemental mastery for a period of time. Albedo's skill set is a rare and invaluable asset in combat. The creative use of the solar isotoma greatly diversifies the battle, paving the party's way to certain victory. When the battle begins, create a solar isotoma with Albedo's elemental skill. As he and fellow party members attack enemies inside the solar isotoma field, transient blossoms appear and deal damage to enemies, while generating crystalline shields through elemental reactions. Solar isotoma also enables party members to unleash plunging attacks. When energy is full, have Albedo unleash an elemental burst, giving the whole party a performance boost with increased elemental mastery.
It seems like you just like tag him in, like let other people do the work.
But then he comes in at the end to finish him off.
Yeah.
So you can get the
No one can dispute Albedo's talent, but the source of the knowledge he possesses, it once brought about the destruction of a glorious nation. All that most people know of him is his title, Kryda Prince, and that he gained his position in the Knights on recommendation from Alice the Adventurer. Beyond this, the young man is a stranger to them, a complete mystery, and the essence of his knowledge is equally unknown. But I know it well. It hails from Khanria, the art of Kemia. Soil and chalk, the universe and earth, pure dust and the birth of human life. There is no mistaking it. I am content to watch most crises play out from the sidelines, but if Albedo were ever to make a single wrong move, I could not let myself ignore it.
Oh, damn.
Okay, then.
Yeah.
Given Liyue's present prosperity, it's only natural that the city's operational support should match its scale. For millennia, from the birth of the Liyue Qixing to its current roster of 7, they've all relied on the Yuehai Pavilion's secretary, the half-Qilin illuminated beast Ganyu, who assists the mortals in handling the most crucial matters. Although I detest deities, and have no liking for the Adepti who sign contracts with the Geo-Archon, a person like Ganyu is still deserving of my respect.
My job is to honor
Lucky
my
her.
contract with Rex Lapis by looking out for the interests of all living things in Liyue.
It is said that when a Qilin is brought to fight, the sun will lose its light. Ganyu is a force to be reckoned with, an archer with an exceptional aptitude for aimed shots. Her mastery over cryo lends itself well to high-damage burst attacks, while her skills are of great help to her and her allies during combat. Through centuries of training, Ganyu's archery has reached the acme of perfection. She excels at not only using bows, but also making them. Though she no longer needs to fight on the front lines, she still knows bow and arrow like the back of her hand.
She makes some cool poses after she shoots.
While forging bow-type weapons, Ganyu recovers a set percentage of the ores used. Her normal attack can combo up to 6 consecutive shots, dealing physical damage to enemies. Charging the attack executes a more precise shot that deals increased damage. Based on its charge time, the shot generates different effects. Charge level 1 fires off an icy arrow that deals cryo damage. Charge level 2 fires off a frost flake arrow that deals cryo damage and blooms after hitting its target, dealing AoE cryo damage. Frost flake arrow's power is best used against distant groups of enemies to maximize its effect. After unlocking the talent Undivided Heart, within a set period of time after shooting a frost flake arrow, the next frost flake arrow and its bloom will receive a crit rate bonus. Tap Ganyu's elemental skill to dash backward, leaving an ice lotus in her place.
Oh, it's like Sub-Zero's move.
Damage,
Nice.
and continuously taunts surrounding enemies, attracting them to attack it. When destroyed, or once its duration ends, it blooms profusely, dealing AoE cryo damage. Ice Lotus's endurance scales based on Ganyu's max HP. Dexterous use of Ice Lotus can effectively redirect enemy fire, creating a safe environment for Ganyu to dish out damage.
Pick him off.
Blaze over!
Ganyu coalesces atmospheric frost to summon a sacred cryo pearl. While it's active, the sacred cryo pearl will continuously rain down shards of ice upon enemies within a set area, dealing cryo damage. Celestial Shower deals damage while serving as a reliable source of cryo that allows Ganyu's allies to trigger corresponding elemental reactions and further increase their damage output. After unlocking the talent Harmony Between Heaven and Earth with Ganyu in your party, all active party members within Celestial Shower's AoE gain a cryo
Raining
damage
ice on 'em.
bonus. As an archer, Ganyu knows to keep her enemies at a safe distance and avoid close quarters combat, a constant barrage of frostflake arrows is what makes her strength truly shine, leading her to victory. Ganyu can use her elemental skill to get out of harm's way and taunt her opponents, allowing her to then fire frostflake arrows unbothered, dealing damage to groups of enemies from afar. When her energy is full, Ganyu can unleash her elemental burst to further increase her ability to deal damage.
Drop icicles.
When facing more formidable foes together with her allies, Ganyu's ability to taunt and infuse enemies with cryo is an effective form of support for the whole party that allows for defeating enemies in one fell swoop.
Yeah.
Nice.
He was just frozen there. It's kicked his ass.
The Liyue Qixing has changed over generations. Centuries have passed in the blink of an eye. Ganyu's accompanied Liyue through many a storm, but Liyue Harbor itself, can this city really become a safe harbor for an Adeptus in the world of mortals? When the Geo-Archon Morax was alive, an Adeptus like Ganyu could find a sense of belonging in the human city. But at present, when the rite of parting has already marked his end, the loneliness of an inhuman living in the human world, will it take Ganyu over completely?
That's depressing.
Yeah, I know. So she's an Adeptus. Gotta learn about the different beings in this universe.
Many fell in the Archon War, but though their life force faded, their power and malice survived as remnants, posing a continued threat to the world. In Liyue, the task of ending this threat, or rather, enduring it, falls to Xiao. To most in Liyue, Xiao is a name seldom heard, and as the few who have seen him can attest, he appears only when grave danger is nigh. Coming across this Adeptus, should one count their blessings or their curses?
Conquering demons is what I do.
Hailed as the conqueror of demons, Xiao's
By himself.
abilities are unparalleled among the Adepti. As such, he vanquishes demons without breaking a sweat.
Sweet.
Xiao is agile. His movement skills allow him to dart around the battlefield, and when he dons the mask of the Yaksha, his abilities are enhanced even further as he purges evil and protects Liyue.
Smash.
After years of honing his abilities, Xiao has developed an Adeptus art that affords him strength at high altitudes. When Xiao is in the party, the active character consumes less stamina while climbing. Xiao's normal attack can combo up to 6 strikes, dealing physical damage to enemies. Holding the attack button causes Xiao to consume stamina and perform an upward thrust, dealing physical damage and lifting enemies into the air. While airborne, press attack
That's cool.
to perform a plunging attack, striking enemies on the way down and dealing AoE damage upon landing. Xiao will not lose HP from a plunging attack, no matter how high he starts. Use Xiao's elemental skill to lunge forward, dealing anemo damage to enemies in his path. Make adept use of this skill to dart effortlessly around the battlefield, dealing damage while tactically adjusting your position.
Yeah, it is.
Also,
Let's say there's even bigger guy.
wind cycling can be used while airborne, making it easy for Xiao to navigate challenging terrain, aiding with exploration. Lemniscatic wind
do it all.
cycling starts with 2 charges available. After unlocking the talent Dissolution Eon Heaven Fall, if Xiao uses multiple charges in quick succession, damage dealt increases with each one.
Evil conquering!
Bane of all
Xiao
evil.
unleashes an elemental burst. He dons the Yaksha's mask that once struck fear into gods and demons alike. His attacks now deal anemo damage, which cannot be overridden by another elemental infusion. And Xiao's attack AoE and damage are both increased. In addition, Xiao's jumping ability is greatly enhanced, allowing him to
How many times can you do that in a row?
assail the enemy with plunging
A
attacks.
lot.
How would you do that all day?
Yaksha's mask brings enormous power, but also also great suffering. During Xiao's elemental burst,
Oh, no.
he will continually lose HP. This effect stops if he leaves the field. After
That
unlocking the talent Conqueror of Evil, Tamer of Demons, while Bane of All Evil is active, Xiao's damage gradually increases. When Xiao goes into battle, danger follows in his wake. To avoid harming others, he acts quickly, completing the task at hand as efficiently as possible. As the fight begins, Xiao uses his elemental skill to move rapidly around the battlefield, changing strategic positions, dealing damage as he goes, and building up energy. When his energy is full, he unleashes his elemental burst and harnesses the power of the Yaksha's mask to incapacitate the enemy with plunging attacks and finish off every last one. For millennia, tales of the Yakshas have been told in Liyue. But over time, these defenders of the masses have all but disappeared. Only Xiao still honors his contract with the Geo Archon by performing the duties assigned to him, though the cost of this duty is perpetual solitude. I know that Adepti suffer heartache just as I do, but I cannot know Xiao's future. Will Xiao be ravaged by the unending war he wages and be plunged into despair? Or will he meet someone who understands his sacrifice and can shine a ray of light into his dark world?
Let's hope the latter.
Yeah.
Poor guy. Okay, I think I know who I would have my favorites. Do you know yours?
Yep.
Okay. So Xiao, Ganyu, and then Albedo is my three, from who I like the most to least.
Ganyu, Albedo, Xiao.
Oh, yours is no.
Almost the opposite.
Yeah. Well, it's only three. It's not that hard to mix it up a little bit. But okay, so why do you like Ganyu?
I like not only her attacking, but I kind of like the story and a little bit of the pieces of lore about her that we got. That she's basically, they called it an adeptus. We're not quite sure what that means exactly. He referred to her as a deity. But she's basically there to help people. But also she's this immortal in a world of mortals. And they kind of talked about how that could be with loneliness. So it just feels like, I don't know, she's got a good heart and she wants to help, and it is coming at a cost to her, but she's managing that. And so I really respect that. So I liked her personality in addition to her fighting.
I like Xiao's fighting. That's one I really like the best, especially jumping up and then coming down with the spear. And then the zipping back and forth. I thought that was a cool little element. Yeah, so I liked him the best. And then Ganyu, I had her second because of her flare after she does her her arrows and everything. I thought that was cool. And Albedo, it just seemed more he was kind of in your party to just bust out every now and then. It's okay, well, you want to craft something, you want to make it better, just let's have him do it. You're in you're exploring a town or whatever, you can have him so you can sort of use his little platform to go places. But then his fighting itself, it didn't jump out at me.
See, I liked Albedo because he spends all his time in a library, and I liked that. I also thought the library was a gorgeous library that I wanted to explore.
Okay.
So, plus, I think he's a good utility character. He might not be the person that you put on the front lines, but his crafting and some of the things that he did that kind of transferred to the entire team, I felt was a useful thing to have. The reason I had Xiao at the end is I thought his fighting was really cool, but they made mention of how he only goes where there's trouble, and wherever he goes, trouble follows. So it's kind of yeah, you want to see him because it's oh, hey, he's here to save the day, but also his strength and his fierce fighting invites conflict. So it's also he shows up, and if you aren't screwed yet, well, you very well may be screwed by the end of it. It kind of made me think of the Avengers that way when they were talking about in one of the
Civil War.
There it is. Disbanding the Avengers or putting them under this Sokovia Accords. And part of that was because their strength invited conflict. Their strength was bringing beings from outside planet Earth even to come and destroy them. So they wanted to rein that in. And Xiao kind of reminded me of that.
And as far as strength goes, that would probably be the same as the characters I like. I think it's Xiao, Ganyu, and Albedo as far as strength. What about you?
For strength, I'd probably go in that order. Xiao, Ganyu, Albedo.
Okay. So we're agreed, at least we're agreed on that one, which means we got it wrong, which means Albedo's definitely the strongest. That's usually what happens.
I mean, I could have made an argument for Ganyu, but it was close, and I was kind of like,
Well, make an argument for Ganyu.
Well, I just think a lot of her fighting seemed quite strong. It wasn't maybe as flashy as Xiao's,
sure,
but it talked about how, you know, she knows to keep good distance, and then like as she gets in close, she has like the raining arrows that come down. So even though hers is more of a distance and from a safe space as an archer, when she gets in close, she does have that sort of like that ace up her sleeve of like, I can just rain arrows down on you, and then there we go. That
was something that I really enjoyed about hers, was like her little like Sub-Zero move where she flashes back and then she leaves something there to like attract people. Then it blows up and like freezes them. So that is
Ice Lotus.
Yeah, the Ice Lotus. That's a ton of fun, and that's something that I could see myself using like over and over and over again. And also the fact that like at the end of her video, like the guy was just frozen there, and like the whole team just came out and just like kicked the guy's ass while he was like just in one place the entire time, like bent over, like Jeff, okay.
Poor guy.
Yeah, no. Let us know what you thought about this down below in the comments, and what we got right, what we got wrong as far as we said power levels. If any of these are your main, let us know, and you know why you love them and why you like to play with them. If you want all of our Genshin Impact reactions, check out the description of this video because we got a playlist there for you, as well as a link to our Patreon, where if you want early ad-free access to videos like this and other videos on our channel, and our other channel, Definitely Not Definitive. This is our gaming channel, and we got the other channel that we do like, you know, TV and movie reactions for.
But it's one Patreon for all of it.
Exactly. Thanks so much for checking out our reaction for, I was gonna say Definitely Not Definitive. Thanks so much for checking out our reaction for Genshin Impact, but just keep in mind
that our reaction is definitely not definitive. He was trying to steal my line.
I was.